So this is a video on how to balance flare. This is a skirt that I've draped, and you can see at the front here that there's a nice softness here, but that it's falling kind of straight here. That's an indication that my flare is not balanced. You look at this seam, how straight it's falling. That flare is probably close to balanced. And in the back, the flare is doing something funky as well. But I like the amount of fabric at the hem and the softness that I've achieved at the hem, so I'm going to fix the flare in my pattern. I've drawn a line at more or less the low hip, which is the point at which the skirt hangs off the body. This is the pattern of the skirt that I draped. Center front and side front pieces are here. I have drawn on the paper in black and then made a copy in blue that's clear so that you can see what's happening. I have trued the pattern from my hip line up. Now I'm going to balance the flare on the side front seam. I'm going to take my side front panel, flip it over, line up the pattern where the garment leaves the body. So for us, this would be the hip. I'm going to pin the two pieces together and then make the grain lines parallel. So you can see the grain line of the side front and the grain line of the center front are parallel to each other. Notice at the bottom here that the black, the center front piece, is at a different angle than the side front piece, and I want to make them exactly the same angle. So what I'm going to do is choose a line halfway in between the two and mark that line. Now I'm redrawing that line in red so you can see the difference. There it is on the side front. Here it is on the center front. So now, when I line it back up, these lines match each other perfectly. Flipping it back over, I can true my side front seam at the hem so that they are the same length. So I'm just walking this down to the hem, and now I'm going to mark a new hemline that is half of one side and half of the other. Here's side front, here's side back. Again, I'm going to flip this pattern over, pin them together where they leave the body, match up the grain lines so that they're parallel to each other, and mark a new line. You will recall that looking at this on the dress form, they looked pretty close, and they are. Just a little bit down here at the bottom. Remarking both lines in red. And truing my hem. So here's my new side front pattern with the new lines marked that will create balanced flare. Moving now to the side back, taking my center back pattern and flipping it over. Matching the two pieces up at the hip. Making the grain lines parallel. And adjusting the seam here, you can see there's a slight difference between the two. Taking halfway in between, remarking. And then truing the seam so that the hem is smooth. So there's a trued side back. And here's a trued center back. So here's the skirt pinned back together on the new lines. You can see that the seams are hanging straight, perpendicular to the ground, and the fullness either side of the seam is the same.